Attack on schools and university shows that security agencies under your watch are negligent. Northerners tell President Tinubu. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. This was made known in a statement signed by Prof. Doknan Sheni, the NEF Director General, while affirming that the firm remains unwavering in its determination to secure the release of all those still in captivity and the speedy return of peace and stability to the North and Nigeria as a whole. The Northern Elders Forum (NEF) has called on the President Bola Tinubu-led Nigerian government to free the country's secondary schools, colleges of higher learning and universities in the region from the hordes of bandits, hardened criminals, violent kidnappers and marauding hoodlums. This was made known in a statement signed by Prof. Doknan Shani, the NEF Director General, while affirming that the forum remains unwavering in its determination to secure the release of all those still in captivity and the speedy return of peace and stability to the North and Nigeria as a whole. The statement read in part, Northern Elders Forum (NEF) hereby joins the many voices of concerned Nigerians to strongly register a heightened sense of collective anguish at the alarming spate of audacious incursions into our secondary schools, colleges of higher learning, and universities by hordes of bandits, hardened criminals, violent kidnappers, and marauding hoodlums. Nearly a decade since the commando-like mass kidnappings of Chibok girls in Borno State, the specter of this wanton act of criminality is eerily assuming a much more frightening dimension. While the pains and sense of loss at the woeful failure of a government to rescue many of the Chibok girls from captivity have continued to add more misery to our fallen lives, the recent highly disturbing news of yet another audacious kidnapping of about 46 girls from the Federal University of Gusau in Zamfara State clearly leaves a sour taste in the mouth. This violent assault on the female hostel of the Federal University of Gusau, the sprawling capital of Zamfara State, is remarkably taking place against the background of similar violent attacks in Depchi, which also resulted in sad loss of precious lives, serious injuries, and the kidnapping of a number of law-abiding students, most of them girls in their early teens. It is now pretty obvious that the alarming rate, frequency, and relative ease with which these bands of criminals are able to carry out these deadly criminal acts are indicative of gross security lapses and intolerable negligence on the side of our security operatives and even the law enforcement officials. We find it difficult to believe that at a time when the government is proudly beating its chest that new fighting equipment, protection kits, and tactical assault helicopters have since been adequately provided in order to boost the dwindling morale and combined readiness of our gallant forces, this handful of very cowardly criminals are seemingly being allowed everywhere in both urban and the rural north to operate so freely. Nigerians in general and the people of northern Nigeria in particular have over the years seen their lives and businesses cruelly ravaged by mounting insecurity, which is characterized by religious insurgencies, banditry, herders and farmers' feuds, and violent kidnappings. The cumulative adverse effects of these social ills on the relative state of stability, strong social cohesion, and the future economic prosperity of the North have been well documented elsewhere to really belabor us here. Suffice it to say that while we are in the NEF, feel enormously encouraged by the good news of the recent timely rescue of some of the kidnapped Gusau girls by our gallant soldiers, notably following the order given by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we NEF shall remain unwavering in our determination to secure the release of all those still in captivity and the speedy return of peace and stability to the northern Nigeria as a whole. Towards this end, we wish to reaffirm our unqualified sympathy and shared concerns with the parents and families of the victims of this inhumane act. The forum also called on the federal, state, and local government to forge a strong collaboration aimed at creating a more holistic, robust, and enduring security system which is anchored on activating local vigilance, empowerment, and fair and effective service delivery to all citizens. The NEF also strongly recommends that given the overwhelming cases of bad elements hibernating and nesting in the existing security system, there's an urgent need for the government to, on a continuous basis, fish out and administer severe punishment on all those caught red-handed collaborating with the cowardly bandits and also criminally fostering with their nefarious kidnapping escapades in our peace-loving nation, the statement added. Now, look, they're coming out to talk about Zara girls, and this also reminds me of some group of what's it called, NYSC students who were also kidnapped. And I'm asking, Kini now, what is all this? I am getting nauseated by all this. At this point in time, in this our country, the troops of this our country most especially are hailed. When they were buying all the whole equipment, in my mind, I'm like, is it by buying all the equipment? It is by using your brain. It is by making sure, apart from buying all the equipment is also good. But what of the human resources? The human beings doing this work. A lot of things is wrong. Investing in only equipment, what's it called, arms and ammunition. I'm not saying it's wrong, but investing only on arms and ammunition is dangerous. Very dangerous. What of the human resources here? What of information? Just like they said here, how information they use fly into these people's hand? Who tell the bandits say this particular set of call, they come? You know, a lot of stories are left untold. This also gets to me by, are you sure it's not be the so-called people they call these repentant bandits or repentant terrorists? They always go inform their members, they don't they come. Yes, now, you know, carry people we say no even good. And it just be like you carry rats and fish, put for the same place, and you they complain, say your fish they miss. How your fish no go miss? Okay. Where were you when it was happening during Buhari era? You were the cause of the calamity we are going through, cause of the sentiment. My dear, they are now coming out to ask the president because he's a Southwest, and they will put more pressure on him now. If he no can answer, they go say that because he be Southern, and that is why. We know how all these things go. But I'm feel nauseated about that at this point in time, things like this still happen in the country. And some people are using it to want to catch cruise. That is the problem. People are being kidnapped on a daily basis. And the kidnappers, you go catch them, you go say repentant terrorists. The thing they are not, as in, you get as they do me, it's making me want to puke. Sincerely. People they kidnap people they kill people they do anyhow, you know, they marry people anyhow, they marry underage children. When you can't catch them, you can't say you forgive them. Then tomorrow you go carry the same people, put for year, then they will put other people's lives at risk. In fact, I am thinking in confusion right now. Sincerely, I can only hope that we find, like I said, we find genuinely in all sectors of the government people who are really people-oriented and people who genuinely want to see Nigeria get better. Alright, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.